And now we go on to Netflix and we go into The Stranger. And Sean, you saw this.
I did. I saw The Stranger. Yeah, this sort of intrigued me. It come to me because, as you know, as my namesake Sean Harris. Although the Sean's spelled Sean, it is. And I mean, I rate him so highly. I know he plays some some really really unsavory characters in some of his movies, but
Almost exclusively.
almost
Yeah.
exclusively. But I mean, there
Weird
was one. I
loners mainly.
forget what it was. I don't know if it was The King with about Henry V, where I think he's one
Yeah.
of the where he was in that. Um, but I just find him like I don't know, and I just think he's really good. Anyway, this film, The Stranger, it's an Australian film. Um, it's going to be so difficult to do this without spoilers. So I would say that if anyone's doesn't want to hear, I'll say what it's about.
This isn't the one with some sort of weird spider creature, is it?
No.
Cool.
This
All
is
right.
this is an Australian film. Basically, what happens? It starts off they're on a coach, and uh, there's Joel Egerton,
Oh yeah.
and he makes friends with Sean House. So they're just traveling on a bus, and he makes strange, and they sort of get together, and they so that they sort of bond, and then he said. The character Sean Harris, he's been in trouble with the police. And he said, "Oh, look, I know people that can, erase your records, and so you can go and you can move and you can go and do what you want and all sort of stuff like this." And he gets introduced to all these people that say, "You've got to, if you tell me the truth, if you tell us exactly what you've done, we can, erase it and make things all better for you and all." So there's all these really, really strange people that he meets through, and he goes and he says, "Oh, we've got to do this sort of thing, this sort of thing." And it turns out it's all like, how can I say this without spoiling? Well, I suppose it wouldn't really matter because this is based on a true story. This is based on a story
Okay.
of an abduction that took place. And uh, although he wasn't charged for the crime, he was charged for a crime that was similar, but not this particular crime. But it's basically the whole thing is this
Ah. Oh.
abduction. So that's where it's come. So, but I mean, I suppose I spoiled the film now, but you don't know that until way well into the film. But
Okay, don't worry, Sean. When I edit this, I'll try and just sort of blank that bit out.
yeah. So I was going to say, so perhaps you could just put that bit, yeah. And that's the only way I can sort of explain it. So basically, there's all this stuff that goes on through the film where it's like, oh, what did you do? What exactly did you do? What this, that, and the other? And it's all really, really, really convincing. It's like totally convincing that there's this group of people that can do this, that can make all the crimes go away. So yeah, it's quite intense, and it's one that you do really have to watch because it's very very broody, and it's like the relationship. It's called The Stranger because they sort of bond quite well, even
Hmm.
though
They've
for
only just met.
some of the things that one of them's done, it's like why would you bond with that person? So it's quite an intense film. I mean, it went under the radar, but incredibly well acted. I mean, it was so convincing. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known anything about it. A bit dark, I guess. So it's let me get some stuff up to say about it. Really.
Well, yeah, the thing is, no, it's okay. No, that sounds good because some of the stuff you said about the basic premise, it reminds me there's an episode of Black Mirror that's a little bit like that,
Right.
where these people just meet up and was like, how do you know? And they just and it's a lot of them just sort of talking and almost
Yeah.
kind of like dancing around each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
One person's trying to get the other person to do stuff and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. Oh, I need to introduce you to this person because they're the ones that can get you a new passport, get you a clean license, get you know. So there's all these people all the way through the film that he gets introduced to, and it's all quite an elaborate op, really.
All right,
But you wouldn't know.
all right, cool. So how many stars would you give this?
Mm, tough shout, really. Tough shout. I would say probably a 3. It's a little bit Yeah, I'll give this one a 3. I think because it wasn't. I didn't think it was like a great piece of cinema or anything like that. It's interesting, and it was
Well,
interesting watching it. The way it was, the way it panned out, and some of the settings. It was enough to keep you occupied. So it's a strong 3. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like you were watching it all the time, but it wasn't like a massive thing. So I'd have to give this a 3-star. I think.
All right, cool. I was wondering whether you're going to say it's a little bit Hokami.